Yes, good morning, students. Just give me a response. Yes, good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my voice is audible.
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay, now I will share my screen. Now PPT is also visible.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, last class we discussed about Model 3 governance, right? So how do you define governance? Whenever the theory portions are there, remember the 4 points. The first one is introduction. Then how do you introduce the term? Second one, construction. Then means the sketch and label the parts and part function. Third one, you should know the working principle. how it works. If you give an input to the component, how that input is transferred and converted into output. That is a working principle. The last one is limitations. In that again you can see the advantages and disadvantages and also applications. Remember these 4 points. Based on that only you go for explain the theory parts. Okay, you can easily remember also, right? The last class we discussed about model 3 governors. Then how do you define a governor? Governor is a device which is used to maintain a engine speed within the limit whenever the variation of load, right? A governor is a device used to maintain the speed of an engine within specified limits whenever there is a variation of load. Best example, if you take, if you are riding a two-wheeler vehicle, right? Suppose I want to maintain 60 kilometers per hour. Constant speed I want to maintain on the flat road, on the road surfaces, on the road. Then once you set the 60 kilometers, once you accelerate it, once you reach the 60 kilometers, so what we'll do, the whatever the accelerator will maintain a constant speed here, right? Will not go for accelerator, deaccelerator. Will maintain the constant. The vehicle, the two-wheeler vehicle will move in 60 kilometers per hour. Suppose a sudden hill station, sudden up will come. Then what we'll do? That once a sudden up will come, again I want to maintain the constant speed, 60 kilometers per hour, but load is increases here. The vehicle is climbing the hill station or in the up road condition. Then what we'll do? We'll go for slightly accelerated. Means we'll slightly go for rotate that accelerator, right? Means what it means? Once you rotate this accelerator, let's increase that accelerator, the throttle valve opens and amount of fuel supplied to the engine is more, right? Again, how much you are going to increase here? I want to maintain 60 kilometers per hour in up station, in hill station, right? Climbing the hill. Then suppose if it is in down, the road surface is in the downward condition here. Then what we'll do? We'll not go for accelerator, we'll go for deaccelerated to my load is decreases. But I want to maintain the engine speed constant, vehicle speed constant. What we'll do? We'll go for deaccelerated. Means that will close the throttle valve. The amount of fuel supplied to the engine is less. So our intention is to maintain the engine or a vehicle speed within the limit, within our limits. Then we are maintain the engine speed in the constant whenever the variation of load. That device is called as a governor. Again, load varies here. Two ways the load varies on the engine. Whether in the each cycle of rotation, each cycle to complete the cycle. Okay, in the each cycle also the load varies. Then you go for attach. In the each cycle, the torque of the output torque of the engine is varies on the crankshaft. Then you go for use a flywheel. If number of revolutions are there, then we go for use a governor, right? Next, we know the what is how the governor is constructed and working principle. Now, this is one type of governor, the Watt governor. He has invented the first type of governor. The scientist name is Watt. Right now, the PPT is visible. Second slide is visible.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, how the Watt governor is constructed? Introduction Watt governor. The governor is used to maintain the engine speed or the turbine speed within the limit whenever the variation of load. That is the introduction. Second one, construction. How it consists here, how it is the device is constructed. Now it consists, first you write the neat sketch, then you go for here, it consists of 4 arms, right? 4 levers, that's called binary levers. These 2 are upper arms and these 2 are bottom arms. In the upper arms, one end of the upper arms are pivoted at the governor shaft axis. Another end of the upper arms are the governor balls are attached here. Again, the lower arms are one end of the lower arm are attached to the upper arm lever at the some portion here. Another end of the lower arm is attached to a sleeve. Sleeve is nothing but it's a movement, it's a vertical movement of the component in the governor shaft axis, right? Now after that, the sleeve again the linkages, the mechanism attached between the sleeve and the throttle wall of the engine, right? There's the linkages or mechanism is attached here. Due to the movement of the sleeve up and down, the throttle valve also open and closes in the what is the amount of in the source of the supply in the the amount of fuel or steam in the source applied to the engine. There's a pipe is connected here. In that one, the throttle valve opens and closes. That controls the amount of fuel supplied to the engine or turbine. This is the construction. Now, how it works? When the fuel is supplied to the pipe through the throttle valve to the engine, the amount of power is generated. That is rotates the crankshaft. The crankshaft is connected to the governor shaft axis through the any mechanical devices, mechanical drives. It may be a belt drive. In that, if you show the sphere, what type of drive it is, a V shape it is. The pulley is V shape means a V belt drive we use here. The power is received from the crankshaft to the governor shaft axis with the help of V belt drive. Now, once the crankshaft rotates, they transmit the power crankshaft to the governor shaft axis. Now, once the governor shaft axis rotates, then whatever the governor was, the levers also rotates about this governor shaft axis. Due to rotation, initially the radius of rotation of the governor ball from the governor shaft axis to the CG of the governor ball on both sides. That radius of rotation is called as a R. Once the governor shaft rotates, the levers on governor balls also rotate. Okay, about the governor shaft axis. Now, due to the mass of the governor ball, what happens? A force which is generated radially outward. What type of force is generated here? Centrifugal force which is generated radially outward. Due to this radially outward, the centrifugal force is generated. What happens? The levers moves radially outward, means the levers moves upward. Due to rotation, the lever moves upward. At the same time, due to the linkage of the upper arm and the lower arm and the sleeve, due to that, okay, yeah, when the centrifugal force is generated here, what happens? The upper arm moves radially outward. Once the upper arm moves radially outward, the radius of rotation is increases from R to will called as R1. R1 is greater than to R. At the same time, the upper arm is connected to a lower arms and it is lower arms connected to sleeve. Now, once the upper arms moves radially outward, the lower arms also moves in this direction upward. At the same time, the sleeve moves upward. Once the sleeve moves upward, again due to movement of the sleeve, that is again a linkage, a mechanism is attached between the sleeve movement and the throttle valve. Once the sleeve moves upward, what happens due to this mechanism? See that this also moves upward and this sleeve linkage moves towards right. At the same time, what happens? The throttle valve moves in clockwise direction. Once the throttle valve moves in clockwise direction, it will close this passage, the passage of the movement of the fuel supply. It closes the whatever the cross-sectional area, the passages goes on decreases. Once the passage of the in the pipe is goes on decreases, the amount of fuel supply is less to the engine. Once amount of fuel supply is less to the engine, what happens? The engine produces less power. Once less power means the crankshaft rotates also less speed. Once the crankshaft rotates less speed, that again the rotary motion of the crankshaft is transmitted to the governor shaft axis through the V belt drive. Again the governor shaft rotates less speed here. Once the governor shaft rotates less speed, what happens? Due to the weight of the governor balls, due to weight of the governor balls, due to weight of the governor ball, mg is acts vertically downward on both sides. What happens? The lever moves, upper arms moves, upper arms moves radially downward or radially inward, we call as radially inward. Once the upper arm moves radially inward, upper arm is connected to lower arms, again lower arm moves downward direction. At the same time, sleeve also moves downward. Once the sleeve moves downward, again due to the again linkage mechanism, then what happens now? The throttle valve will rotate in counterclockwise direction. Now it will open. It will the what is the passage of here in the once the throttle valve is open here, more amount of fuel is supplied to the engine. Again, the power produced by the engine is more. Again, that power and the crankshaft rotated also more that transmit to the governor shaft. Our aim is to regulate the speed or maintain the speed within the engine whenever the load varies. This is how watt governor works. This is a working principle. First, introduction, definition. Second one, construction, how the sketches are there, how they label the parts, and part function. Then third one, working principle. Okay, so fourth one, where do we use this watt governor? Generally, it is used for steam turbine. Is the first governor is invented by the scientist Watt. Okay, there are some advantages and disadvantages also there, but we will not go for in detail study here. Okay. Next, after that, in last class also we discussed about types of governor. Again, governors are classified based on whether you go for energy controlled type, energy dissipated type. Energy controlled means whether you go for supply the amount of fuel to the engine, that you are go for control. We can go for reduce the fuel or increase the supply of the fuel. Okay, then that is called as energy controlled type. Energy dissipated type means already we store that devices store the energy, then continuously it is dissipated. It reduces the conversion of the energy from one form to another form here. If suppose if the potential energy is stored in the body, then it convert potential energy into kinetic energy. Means that whatever the potential energy is dissipated to the kinetic energy, right? That is called energy dissipated type. That what we can see here, almost all spring toys are okay. There's the energy dissipated type. Again, we for our syllabus we have only energy controlled type. Means that is how do you categorize, how do you take the type is the based on the supply of fuel or steam. That energy control type, how do you control this energy? How do you control the supply of fuel or steam? Whether with the help of a centrifugal force or with the help of inertia and flywheel type. Means with the help of the speed of the governor shaft axis or with the help of the acceleration of the governor shaft axis. With the help of a speed of a governor shaft axis, governor shaft speed of the governor shaft, then you go for use a centrifugal force. As you know, the centrifugal force means centrifugal force is equal to mr omega square. Second one, inertia or flywheel governor means that is inertia force is generated. As you know that according to the dynamic force equilibrium equation, the body is accelerated, inertia force is equal to mass moment of inertia into angular acceleration. This is how do you control here? It is controlled by acceleration. Again, we will not discuss this one. We will go for only a centrifugal type governor. It is controlled by a speed of the governor shaft axis. Again, centrifugal force, how the centrifugal force is generated. Again, how do you go for control this? Once balls are moved radially outward, how it balls are come back to original position. How do you control here? Whether it is maybe a gravity control means the weight of the governor balls, or it may be a spring controlled means the stiffness of the spring. In the governor shaft, suppose if you fix a helical spring, then the spring undergoes a compression and tension. When the compression takes place, energy stored in the spring that is controlled here. Or if a combination of both gravity controlled and spring controlled governor. Again, in gravity controlled governor, there are further split into two devices, two types, depend upon the scientist name. One is the Porter governor. How the gravity is controlled here? Here, both the governor ball mass. Another one is mass of the sleeve. Both the things is controlled here. Another one is Proel governor. Again, for your syllabus, only a, a Porter governor type is there. Porter governor type. Second one is the spring controlled type. In the spring controlled type, several types are there. Again, depend upon the scientist name they invented. One is a Hartnell governor. Wilson Hartnell governor is a modification of Hartnell only. So Hartnell governor and Pickering governor. Again, for your syllabus, only the for Porter governor. Another one is Hartnell governor is there. Only these two type of governor. Yes. Regarding this, any doubts? All the things you discussed in the last class. If you have any doubt, unmute yourself and ask the question. Now this is what we study here. This is the first one. We study that a Porta governor, sorry. First we discussed about a VAT governor. This is a VAT governor, how that VAT governor is works, how it is constructed. See, in the VAT governor, upper arm, the end of the upper arm, one end of the upper arm is connected to a governor shaft axis. Another end of the, sorry, another end of the lever, not VAT governor, another end of the upper arm is connected to a governor ball. Go for see the Porta governor, construction of Porta governor. See that again these two are upper arms. These two are upper arms. Those two upper arms are connected to where? Connected to a governor shaft axis. The pivot at a governor shaft axis, that is wow. What about lower arms? Lower the upper arms. So at the another end of the upper arms, a governor ball mass is attached here. At the same time, see the lower arm of the one end of the lower arm is attached to governor balls here, right? Where the governor balls is attached here, the governor balls is attached at the intersection of the upper arms and lower arms, right? And at the same time, see that in the lower arm, another end of the lower arm, a sleeve is attached here. The sleeve consists of again is a heavy mast component here. Due to the rotation of the due to the weight of the governor ball and weight of the sleeve vertically acts downward. Due to this, the governor balls will come to the original position. And then third one, you can see the Hartnell governor. Here Hartnell governor, a bell crank lever is attached to the sleeve here. Once it moves radially outward, the bell crank lever moves is a radially outward like this direction. When the sleeve moves here, upward. Once sleeve moves upward, the whatever the spring is attached to here, the spring will store the energy, compression. The spring will undergoes a compression. Once the spring will undergoes compression, the potential energy is stored here, right? When the speed reduces in the governor shaft axis, what happens? Now the bell crank lever moves like this direction, radially inward, radially inward. What happens? The spring already stores energy, right? The potential energy. Now it will liberate it here. Once the spring liberated energy, once it undergoes expansion, now what happens? The sleeve moves downward. This is a way to control the engine speed within the specified limit, right? Then here you can see the lock nut here. Due to the lock nut, you'll go for increase the stiffening of the spring. If you go for initially before start to rotate, we go for rotate the lock nut, then initially the spring undergoes compression. Once it undergoes compression, the stiffness is increases. What is the stiffness? Force per unit deflection. This is the three different the governors. You can see that one is a VAT governor, is the first governor they invented here. Second one is a Porta governor, and third one is a Hartnell governor. Yes. Any doubt regarding this? Yes.
Where it is used?
Okay. In detail, we'll study that. In detail, we'll study that. Okay. Next, we'll go for, before going to in detail, we study the Porter and Hartnell governor. Some of the basic concepts or terminologies we should know that. What are the basic concepts? These are 7 basic concepts. Again, from the exam point of view, what are the theory portions we can expect from this module? First, they will ask the write a short notes on or define the following. There are 7 basic concepts are there. They will give these 7 concepts. Out of 7, they will give 4 to 5 definition they will ask. That's the first question, theory question. Second question, they may ask derivation for the Porter governor. What is the required equilibrium speed for so much of radius of rotation? It may be a Porter governor or Hartnell governor. After these two, one derivation they will ask, or they will go for ask the short notes on these 7 concepts or definition for this. And one more is, another question is the problem. The problem may be in the Porter governor or Hartnell governor. Suppose if they ask for derivation for Porter governor means, definitely they go for, they will ask one more question, the problem is on Hartnell governor. and vice versa. If they ask for derivation for ordinal governor means they'll go for us the what is the problem is from proto governor. Okay, these are from exam point of view. You can easily score out of out, or you can out of 20 you can easily score 16 to 18 marks from this unit governor. Only two derivation, these 7 definitions and 2 problems, 2 varieties of problems. One is proto governor, other one is ordinal governor. Yes, my voice is audible. Please give me a response. My voice is audible. Please give me a response.
My voice is breaking.
Voice is breaking. Now,